and happy Thursday, everybody. Here's what's coming up tonight on Now. Memorial Day weekend is almost here. The rain is already here, but we will let Keith come talk to you guys about it.
Plus, we'll take a look at some new equipment of sorts at a Portland high school.
It is a big game for the Boston Celtics. We are live at the Garden.
This is a news center now.
She was now starting to say, I want to die regularly all the time, talking about death all the time.
Parents are grieving after losing their teenage daughter to suicide, and they say there may have been warning signs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Amanda Hill. Yesterday, students at Lewiston Middle School held a memorial in honor of their classmate, Ani. The students also staged a protest, saying the school needs to do more to combat bullying. Ani's father and mother say she was being bullied online for her hair and skin color. The superintendent of schools says they didn't have any reports that the victim was being bullied.
No adult in our investigation, whether in school or out of school, has received any reports that the student was bullied.
Ani's parents say they tried to take their daughter to get help when the family became worried about her mental health, but they did not find the help they were looking for. We will hear more from them tonight at 6. All right, we've got kind of a mixed bag for Memorial Day weekend.
Tomorrow not looking so great, Keith.
No, 2 out of 4 though. As you know, a Memorial Day weekend in Maine, you're going to take that. Got some rain moving in. This batch up here that moved through southern Maine, through the mid-coast, and now into down east and Bangor has some gusty winds associated with it. There's something kind of convective about it. There's no thunderstorm activity, but there's definitely some downward motion of air there. So watch out for those gusty winds. Rain continues to fill in. It's not pouring out there, but it's been anywhere from drizzle to moderate rain, and the center of the low still way back here across West Virginia. So that's going to move in and set up for a really wet day tomorrow, and I think it's just going to be raining pretty much through the entire day on Friday. Gusts there, 33 miles an hour in Portland, 20 up in Greenville. That's the downward air I was just talking about. So tomorrow's nasty, particularly for the morning commute with the heaviest bands of rain moving in. That is not happy stuff. That's 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that's just straight up deluge. Temperatures in the upper 40s. Rain continues through the day, starts to slacken a bit late afternoon and early evening. So Friday's terrible, guys, but we will see some improvement for the second half of the holiday weekend.
We should be proud of our students, our coaches, and our school as a whole.
Student athletes at Deering High School may be the first in the country to use a new type of sports equipment. It's a small gesture that has gained a lot of attention.
Student athletes at Deering High School are now wearing athletic hijabs, a lightweight version of a traditional headscarf. Chris Costa shows us what it means to these students.
This is Tabarak Kadim's first year playing tennis at Deering High School. She's a pioneer student athlete, possibly one of the first in the country to wear an athletic hijab.
Nice one. In Islam, we have to cover, and in order to cover, we have to cover our hair with a hijab. Oh, 30-40.
Tabarak also runs indoor track and found her typical head coverings to be a little clumsy.
I ran 55 dash, 200 dash. I did long jumps too, and they're doing long jumps with me too. They're jumping all the way up.
It was her teammates, who don't even wear hijabs, who spearheaded the effort to get them.
Anything we can do as captains and as teammates to remove barriers from other students, it should be an automatic.
Thanks to an anonymous donor, the girls raised more money than they needed to and bought extra head coverings for the other sports teams. Sulwan Ahmed plays lacrosse.
I love lacrosse. It's like a really intense sport.
10 students are using the head coverings this spring. Deering has 25 total.
They are breathable, they are more comfortable, and I can actually hit the ball more freely and run freely, of course.
The tennis captains feel it was a small gesture, given the hostility some Muslims face today.
Any little thing you can do to make the people around you feel more comfortable and safe, you should do it.
They actually care and love and respect others and have no racism.
A great story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's something cool about this. This is not just, right now it's the only school in the country, as far as we know, that's doing this, but we talked to the athletic director in South Portland. He says they're considering purchasing some to have available for their students. He says right now there's not exactly a need for them, but he wants to have them just in case there are female Muslim students who want to participate. He hopes to have them by the coming fall, so they'll be ready for the start of next school year.
I would imagine a year from now, and then a year after that, I mean, this is going to just be normal. This is not going to be, oh, look at this. It's going to be part of every, like buying a football helmet. It'll be the same thing.
Right.
So, all right, thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up next, On Now.
It was amazing. I felt like playing a real game, you know what I'm saying? People complaining.
Where he sits does not slow down his game, and with the help of some veterans, this high school senior gets the full experience.
Oh, Kevin, maybe you could explain to me what this place is.
Plus, the Good Shepherd Food Bank in Waterville hosted a special guest who made a long journey from Hollywood.
I turned 8 days ago.
8 days ago you turned 8? Happy birthday. Late. Well, it's late. 8 days ago you turned 8, and I'm late. Thanks for laughing at that horrible joke.
Today is National Red Nose Day, a day of jokes and laughter to raise money for a very serious cause, childhood poverty. One organization right here in our state helping to help children is Good Shepherd Food Bank. Claire Whitney is with them, and nice to see you again, and thank you for joining us. Okay, so here's why Red Nose Day means a lot to us here in our state, besides the obvious reasons. They're going to profile you guys tonight on a national broadcast. How did that even come to be?
Well, it was a wonderful opportunity for the food bank. We are a member of Feeding America. They're a national hunger relief charity. They work with food banks all across the country to feed families and children who are struggling with hunger. And they're a beneficiary of Red Nose Day. So the producers with Red Nose Day were looking to feature a Feeding America food bank, and they called us at Good Shepherd.
What will this, do for you? Just, people in Maine are clearly well aware of your mission and what you do, but the world will find out about you guys tonight.
Sure, we're hoping that it helps to raise awareness about the problem of hunger and how the problem is persisting despite the fact that it seems like the economy is starting to get better. Families are still struggling, and that means children are still struggling. They don't have access to enough nutritious food to live and grow and thrive the way we want our kids to. So Good Shepherd Food Bank and our partners, like the elementary school that's featured tonight, are really doing everything we can to make sure kids have access to healthy food.
All right, how about the coolness factor? Paul Rudd comes to Maine and is hanging out with you guys.
He was great. He was wonderful. He's a hilarious guy. The kids really gravitated towards him at the school, and he pitched in and helped. He was carting boxes around the food bank, and he was helping distribute the food at the school to the kids, so it was really fun to see.
So NBC is where you can see all the Red Nose Day stuff tonight, and I know it's a 3-hour program. You guys are going to be somewhere between the 10 and 11 o'clock hour?
Somewhere in the 10 o'clock hour, you will see the food bank and the elementary school in Livermore, Maine on the national stage.
All right, congratulations. Hopefully it brings some great attention to that great, great cause. Amanda?
In addition to worthy causes such as the Good Shepherd Food Bank, money raised through Red Nose Day helps purchase life-saving vaccines, provides clean water for children around the world, and improves access to education. You can see special episodes of American Ninja Warrior, Wild Outdoors, and the Red Nose Day Telethon tonight on NBC. And coming up next, Keith's holiday weekend forecast. Not all good news.
Well, it's a big game, obviously. It's an elimination game. We hope it's not, but yeah, we want to go down and support them. It's awesome that they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, it is do or die tonight for the Celtics.
I love sports cliches. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
You know how much I love sports in general.
Jessica Gagne is at the Garden, hoping that it's the do and not the die. Hey, Jess.
That's right, and guys, home has not exactly been a happy place for the Celtics this series. They lost game 1 here, and we all unfortunately remember game 2 here where they lost to the Cavs by 44 points. But thankfully, they were able to pick up a road win in game 3 in Cleveland, which means they got one more chance to play in front of the home crowd tonight. And of course, Mainers want to be a part of it. We actually went to the Amtrak station in Portland to catch fans before they boarded the train to Boston tonight. The people we met came from as far away as Presque Isle and Bangor to catch the action. And even though the Celtics are down 3-1, Mainers remain optimistic about the series.
Looking forward to a big Celtics win, a big comeback, and I'm ready for Avery Bradley. I think he's going to have a big game.
I think they have a chance. I'm pretty hopeful, yeah.
Awesome.
But I wouldn't put money on it.
I am not sure there are many people here who would put money on it, but hey, you know, if you're a betting kind of person, we'll see. Game 5 tonight, tip-off is at 8:30, and we will have an update for you on News Center at 11. And now I'm going to send it over to Katie Ortiz. Katie, what do you have for us?
All right, thanks, Jess. He has big dreams of being in the Special Olympics one day for wheelchair basketball, this kid right here. But there's only one problem for the Deering High School senior. The teams he plays with are on their feet. Well, thanks to the folks at Veteran Adaptive Sports and Training, he wasn't the only one in a wheelchair on the court for once.
This is what he wants. He deserves it.
He dribbles, he passes, he shoots, and Patrick Uamahoro does it all on wheels.
Usually before I play like a normal game, people always have to complain and stuff. You're going to injure us, you know what I'm saying? You can't play in a wheelchair, blah, blah, blah.
A wheelchair doesn't stop this Deering High School senior from playing the game. But without any wheelchair basketball leagues in the area for Patrick, it leaves him wanting more. So these veterans joined Patrick's friends, strapped in, and rolled onto the court, giving Patrick a true run for his money.
It's really awkward to roll the wheelchair and then put the basketball on your lap and then roll the wheelchair. And I played basketball most of my life. And so I would think that the movements would be kind of natural. They're not.
It was amazing. I felt like playing a real game, you know what I'm saying? Here, when I was playing, I felt like myself, you know? So it was a good experience.
Different wheelchair.
Yeah, cheated. Yeah, just my course, we won. We beat his team. I wasn't gonna let them beat us. I gotta go home with W.
He's great. So Patrick immigrated from Wanda as a middle schooler, and I think that his next goal is getting one of those sporty wheelchairs because he would not stop raving about it. It made all the difference for him instead of just the regular one, which is incredible.
Definitely more balance, for sure.
Yeah, and a better grip, I think. Still, regardless, it's very difficult. So amazing, amazing game, and it was close. They won by 1 point, so. Awesome.
Not bad.
Very
1
nice.
point, keeping
Absolutely.
it tight.
That's right.
All right.
A lot of drama. No drama with the weather. It's just going to be a straight loss.
No, yeah. We pretty much only have drama during the winter around here for the most part. We got the rain moving in. Some of this stuff pretty heavy out towards down east now. Continuing to move on in and move up 95. All right, this band right here is the heaviest one we have, clearing out of Ellsworth, up into Machias and Bangor, Dover, Foxcroft there. There's some heavy rain, though, to be had still with this upper level low. Look at this thing swirling over West Virginia. It's a pretty nasty storm, and it will continue to track towards us, kind of reaching its apex as far as its impacts for us as we head into tomorrow morning, and it will sit out over the Gulf of Maine at that point, and it will be nasty. It is worth noting we have a coastal flood advisory in effect for southern and mid-coastal Maine. There'll be a little splash over because of onshore winds. I will say that the biggest risk would have been tomorrow night, highest astronomical tide of the year, but at that point the storm should be moving away from Maine, so we kind of dodged that bullet. Here's the low. It's sitting there right offshore by tomorrow. A nasty day, again, onshore flow, periods of heavy rain, nothing in the way of sunshine, unfortunately. And then on Saturday we start to dry out. There will be some cloudiness, though, lingering along the coastline, which has been picked up increasingly so on our small scale models. So I think just watch for those clouds through at least midday on Saturday, despite the drying winds. Late in the day, things will start to clear out, and then high pressure is in a better position for us on Sunday. So I'd say the only change in the forecast really over the past 5 or 6 days is that I now favor Sunday a little bit to Saturday, kind of splitting hairs, but still. All right, here's the rain through tonight. Really heavy stuff by tomorrow morning. Temperatures at that point only in the upper 40s, some low 50s. Most of us won't go more than 5 degrees between our overnight lows tonight and our daytime highs tomorrow because there's just nothing to drive us up temperature-wise. Rain continues through tomorrow afternoon and then really starts winding down by tomorrow night. Here are the clouds on Saturday morning. See how they stick around for a while along the coastline, such that it's not until 2 or 3 that we start to really clear out along the immediate coastline. All right, Amanda wasn't sure she liked this graphic, but I want you to tell me what you think about this Memorial Day forecast graphic. There's a lot going on. It's got a lot to offer.
I like that you're giving us a percentage.
Right.
But
there's
a lot to look at, yeah.
You're a digital savvy person. It's, you know, get used to it. Hey, if you guys don't like it, it's okay, because it actually took forever to make. So I can live with it if you don't like it. Memorial Day is still a chance of showers in there. As you saw, I had that chance around 50%. So it's not a washout, but I think if you're doing something outside, plan for it. And then next week looks okay.
Now, see, why couldn't you just add like 70% to the rainy on that graphic?
Some places do that. I just wonder if there's too much information to absorb. But I'm open to suggestions.
Okay. Speaking of too much information, I just want to point out, because I just got a message from Caroline Cornish.
Yeah.
We know this is tomorrow's her last day, and I'm specifically drinking from this mug in honor of her because it says first place.
Are you supposed to pour one out?
Clam shucking. This is for Caroline. I'm just giving the shout out right there.
You're supposed to pour it out, I think.
Just want to know what's in there.
We have worked 120 hours plus a week for the last 2 years during the summer, and we can't do it again.
Tomorrow night on Now, why one Old Orchard Beach business has been forced to shut down for a few days each week just as the tourist season gets ready to begin. That's tomorrow at 5. Rich and famous, wouldn't that just be the life?
Yeah, when I was younger, I think I wanted to be like a famous singer, just like in a band,
Sure.
you know? But guess what? You don't have to be an actor or a singer now because you can just make millions on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here are the 10 highest earning YouTubers out there.
YouTube. It's not just a place for cute animal videos, amateur singers, or funny home videos. No, some people are using it to make a living, and they're racking in millions. The top 10 earners bring in a ton of dough. Coming in at number 10.
It's just so much work.
Is Colleen Ballinger, the face of Miranda Sings.
People are like, oh, you don't know what it's like to have a 9-to-5 job. My job is 24/7.
Her comedic videos mock YouTube culture. Also making 7 digits is Rhett and Charles. The duo hosts a talk show where they do insane acts for millions of clicks.
Yeah.
At $5.5 million is Herman, the biggest Latin America YouTube star. The comedian's videos show him doing everything from playing video games to performing music or just going on rants. Markiplier plays video games for a living. He narrates what he's doing while it happens. He's made $5.5 million. At $6 million is LGBTQ activist Tyler Oakley, who mixes comedy, politics, and pop culture. He's also a favorite of Ellen DeGeneres.
That's amazing that you had an impact on Ricky Martin.
Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome.
Even self-proclaimed nerds rule YouTube. Rosanna Pansino hosts Nerdy Nummies, a baking channel that takes average day recipes and makes them creative and fun. She's also worth $6 million. Next is Smosh, slapstick videos made by this duo. They parody everything pop culture. At number 3, we have Lily Singh. She's worth $7.5 million and is appropriately named Superwoman. The comic just finished a worldwide tour and released a feature film on YouTube. Not to mention, she has a gigantic following.
Oh my God!
Remember this viral video of a toddler being thrown off an indoor balcony? That was the work of Roman Atwood. He's number 2, and his pranks rake in $8 million every year. Finally, at the top of the list is PewDiePie, who started posting videos narrating his video game adventures. But now he's built a social media empire. With 55 million subscribers, he brings in $15 million. Can you say ka-ching?
Okay, remember when you needed talent?
No, but what is going on? Those people actually get that money? Is that a real story? Is that fake news?
Listen, this is America. You can make millions.
Just happened?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's go to Cindy Williams.
What are we doing in this
Don't
business?
ask me to answer that question, because, yeah.
Anyway, hi, Cindy.
I don't get it. All right, we got a lot more news coming up for you on News Center at 5:30. You know, we've been talking about the Down East Correctional Center in Machias Port for a while. Governor wants to shut it down. Well, now all of a sudden the governor is saying, yeah, not so fast. The temporary lifeline he is offering and why the change of heart. Plus, police say that a woman was kidnapped off the streets of Lewiston as she walked to work. Next, how she escaped and found help. Pretty scary story.
Absolutely. All right, thanks,
All ahead
Cindy.
at 5:30.
I'm going to make a YouTube channel.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right, today's brain drop, since we did chemtrails yesterday, it got people thinking about flight paths. And I got a picture from Sebago Lake of all the different flight paths. And they were arguing, well, why are there so many flights there? It got me thinking to an interesting topic, flyover states. When you think of flyover states, the term for that is out in here, right? Kind of the breadbasket, Oklahoma, maybe in through Kansas. But believe it or not, the most flown over state, and the definition of that is that planes go over but do not land or take off from that. So the ratio is Virginia. Virginia is actually the most flown over state, which is kind of surprising if you think about it, because the two airports that service Washington, D.C. are actually located in Virginia. So they take off from and land there. The reason, though, any guesses?
No.
Why Virginia? There's two main reasons. One is Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Still the busiest airport in the world. It surpasses Tokyo's airport. It surpasses any other airport in the world. So a lot of flight paths that come from Atlanta are going up the eastern seaboard, right towards New York or Boston. They're flying over Virginia. But actually, it's Toronto that is the #1 reason that Virginia is a flyover state, because Toronto has a lot of direct flights to the Caribbean, and their flight paths routinely take them over Virginia.
But isn't Toronto, excuse my geography, but isn't it like out past
Because
Seattle
of its
that way?
location.
Or I guess it
You know,
depends where
Toronto,
you're
you're thinking of Vancouver probably.
Okay,
Toronto's
yeah,
here,
right.
so you're
So
going
right outside
down
of
this
New York,
way
sure.
to get here.
Okay.
Now, as far as the least flown over states, you guys have any guesses on that? Let's go back to Max and I'll show you. So Virginia is the #1. What do you think is the least flown over state?
Maine?
Flown over. I don't think Maine, because
Maine is low, but it's not the lowest. Hawaii is the least flown over state
okay.
for a
That makes
number of
sense.
obvious reasons. But what do you think within the continental United States? Let's take Hawaii out of this. What do you think? This is shocking.
California.
Yes.
What?
California. Now, here's the interesting
guess
part
that-
about California. The reason it's the second least flown over state is because of 9/11. FAA stopped fuel-laden planes that were going internationally from going over California unless they have to. So now most of the time you stop in California and get on another plane.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't want these heavy fuel planes going across the country.
Very interesting.
Good call, though.
Very interesting.
That one surprised me.
I got that one. I made up for
a
my
lot.
Toronto.
All right, guys. Red Nose Day tonight on NBC.
Good Shepherd Food Bank. Check it out. 5:30.
I think I need a bigger one.